Good morning and welcome to the trade setup right here on BloombergQuint Live. It looks like the start of the day will be good and that should augur well for the bulls. But quickly get to the sum and substance. So first, what the US markets did in yesterday's session and sailed through really. The S&P and the Dow did much better than the Nasdaq, by the way. So about 1%, 1.5%, that kind of a move for the Dow and the S&P. The Nasdaq too, just a shade under 1%, not bad. The point is, yesterday I was telling you about a chart which showed that how the risky bets are just moving up from record lows to record highs. You just look at the put call ratio out there in the US markets and that tells you a story. The US stocks keep on notching record after record and the put call ratio, the PCR keeps on falling. Typically, a lower PCR or a lower put call ratio is a sign of a bullish bet. A higher put call ratio, as the chart shows in the month of March, is a sign of a bearish bet. Now, it's not necessarily the only condition. It's a necessary condition, not a sufficient one. Let me put it that way. However, it's happening in the US and in back home as well. You're actually seeing the VIX, etc., come off a bit. Asia started off well, and the SGX Nifty 2 points towards a start. Maybe not as strong as some of the other Asian bourses. I mean, ASX was down up about 1%. Some of the others are okay, but the SGX Nifty points towards the start in the green, which is not a bad sign. Let's wait and watch how this shapes up. Now, the trade setup today, I think, one, the global markets will keep on tracking, amongst other things, any kind of development around the US stimulus announcement. That remains, viewers, the key leg upon which any further rally could happen. For our markets, the Chinese border tensions, the Supreme Court verdict on moratorium are the key monitorables. I think as we put out on BloombergQuint, if you log in and try and read one of the top stories, it shows or it says about how the Indian troops have gained some momentum and tactically, but essentially these border tensions will not augur well. The latest that I heard was that talks are on. Let's wait and watch, but keep this in mind. I think telecom, defense on account of these border tensions, and metals might continue to show the positive views in today's session as well. And last but not the least, I just want to mark the fertilizer stocks which have shown a strong rally. Volumes were above 5-day averages. So therefore, do watch out for all of these. Could be interesting sectors to monitor. So telecom, defense, fertilizers, all of these should be key monitorables when it comes to trading today. A stock of the day, to my mind, is Vedanta. Now, again, whether or not it dips, and even if it dips, is that a buying opportunity? Remains to be seen. But what's happened is that Vedanta Global has gone out and said that the book value of Vedanta as of March 2020 stands at 89.4 rupees per share. Now, viewers, this is a bit disconcerting as to why is the management putting out such releases, because almost every lay investor would know that under normal circumstances, when you calculate the book value as it would be, the reported book value of Vedanta would come to about 145, 146. That's what all institutional investors who I spoke to tell me. And there is a domestic brokerage sales note which got published. And they say that as per the balance sheet published in 4Q end, the book value of Vedanta stands out at rupees 146.9 rupees per share. Vedanta, via this release yesterday, is leaving out capital reserves of nearly 18,800 crore pertaining to Cairn acquisition. If these are to be included, then the book value comes to 146.9. And according to them, this is how it should be done. And they see this as another step by Vedanta to tone down the expectation of minority shareholders in terms of delisting price. Now, will this tone down the expectation of the minority shareholders? No, it won't. But does this come in at a time when people would expect that things would just go under a normal course? Yes. And therefore, is this, as one investor told me, is this in bad taste? Yes, it is. One wouldn't want the management of any large company to do this. So could the stock react today marginally negatively? Yes. Could it go down slightly more? Yes. But a lot of people view this as a buying opportunity because they believe that Vedanta will have to go ahead with the delisting. And therefore, the pricing has to be around book value, which according to most people, if not all, is northwards of 145 rupees. So never mind what Vedanta Global said. Just that one wonders as to why did the company need to do this. Anyways, the other stocks to focus on. Coal India, the revenues were, well, almost in line with what the estimates were, but the profit number and the margins number were better than estimated. Profit at 2,079 crores, higher than the estimated 1,947 crores. Margins much better at 16.5% versus 12.9%. And frankly, one of the key things that impacted the volumes, which as a result of which the revenue numbers were not the best, was the less demand from the power sector due to COVID-19. So no surprises there. Operational numbers better, but that's been the case for most of India Inc. Will this stock react too positively? No, I don't quite know. IndusInd Bank is the other interesting one. They are going to allot 4.76 crore shares at 524 rupees on the preferential basis to key QIPs like Route 1, ICICI Prudential, AIA at a price of an 18% discount to the CMP. Shouldn't deter investors, but just putting this out for most of you. Then I would watch out for the telcos and the related names. So Idea, Vodafone Idea, Infratel, RBL Bank, and this is on account of the board meet tomorrow. Remember, the fundraising announcement, board meet at least, is slated for tomorrow. I have no idea, or I don't think anybody has an idea of what the nature of the announcement could be. But I think the positive sentiment around Idea, Infratel, RBL Bank could all continue until this meeting tomorrow. So let's wait and watch what happens there. And HOEC could be a stock that could correct a bit. Money Life has written an article talking about some inappropriations around the books of HOEC. Again, I have not verified the veracity of the article, but I'm just bringing this out that the stock may react. And if it does react, you should know what the reason would be or is. And the reason could be this. Now, of course, we'll try and connect with the management to try and see what they have to say, but it's another publication's article. So we haven't done any verifications about the numbers that have been mentioned there. But if the stock reacts, you should know why it's reacted. Just keep in mind, a couple of other things which I haven't mentioned is the Goldman note on telecom, where they are saying buy Bharti and RIL, but sell Vodafone Idea. So even though the momentum around Vodafone Idea is positive, Goldman is saying go out and sell Vodafone Idea. So keep that at the back of your mind. JP Morgan has come out with a note which is positive on Adani Port. And most of the brokerages have come out with a very bullish note on Jubilant FoodWorks after the numbers that came out. So Morgan Stanley target is about 1900. JP Morgan target is 2450. So do watch out for these names as well. What stands out for me, as I said, this is something that got published at, of course, 4:35 p.m. on BloombergQuint. But India apparently executed a stealth nighttime operation to claim strategic outpost, offering a clear view of troop movements in the disputed territory, according to Indian officials with knowledge of the matter. As I repeat, that from what I read on our website, again, some high-level talks between delegates are on, so things may not be as tough and as tense as we may believe them to be, but you should watch out for all of these. So this is one key monitorable. Watch out for Vedanta. Watch out for the buzzing stocks, right? CDSL, India Mart Intermesh, United Breweries, all of these would be in focus. And from sector perspective, fertilizers and metals, to my mind, stand out as trading plays today. Thanks so much for tuning in to the Trade Setup.